Welcome to Are We Doing This? This week's episode is Are We Obsessed?
Perfect.
10 stars.
Perfect.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Are We Doing This? You probably just heard the voice of my lovely daughter, who was very excited to be featured on the pod.
Yes.
She found out that my son got to have some audio on the pod, and that was not okay. So anyway,
Little sibling rivalry.
Yeah, we got a lot of jealousy going on in the house.
But there's just something so sweet and cute about their voices at this age. I freaking love
their
it.
little
It's
voices.
so cute.
I hope everybody else does.
Yeah.
We're just going to spam you with their cute voices.
Right.
So yeah, she wanted to introduce us today. And as she said, today is an episode of Are We Obsessed? So we're here to share some of our favorite things this week. And yeah, Lauren and I have barely had a chance to actually catch up. So we're going to be doing a little bit of that too. And we're on some quick summer night timelines tonight, so you're going to get a brief succinct episode from us tonight, which maybe is what you want, honestly.
I know, it's
you're
probably like, I was thinking like
they're probably like, finally.
I know.
God.
The past 5 have been over an hour, and it's weird because when we're talking it doesn't feel like it's that long, but then I started editing it and I was like, oh Jesus. But like I know at one point you and I had talked about even like, should we just pause it for the summer and not podcast, because like
I know
it is hard to mom and work / look for work / like, you know, and just do all the things, and then also this. But I'm like, I want to still do it because it's like it's the main challenge that we're doing. We're doing this. We're committing to it. So we are still coming at you, even though this one's going to be short. We're going to try to keep it under a solid 30 today. We'll see if we can do that, because I have 3 girls upstairs. My daughter's having a sleepover, and so I just threw a movie on for them and ran downstairs. And you have kids awake right now. Husband's dealing with them, but it is a hectic night. We're going to squeeze it in.
Yeah, for sure. I love the movie timeline. The okay, I've got this many minutes till the movie's over. This is my clicker. So we'll
and like any other time I could have handed it off to my husband to do bedtime, but I feel like since it's all girls, like that's weird. So
you just gotta help. I
was like, don't be weird slumber party dad. You just go to bed and I'll deal with this. So
slumber parties though, that's so fun. We haven't like gotten into slumber parties yet.
This could be its own whole topic, like maybe another time, but I was very against them just because I've just read so many horrible things, and I was like, we're not doing it. I'm not ready. I don't want to talk about it yet. But we've traveled with these families, and we all stay in the same cabin anyway. So like, it's usually I'm there, right, when they do a slumber party. And then they got us. Like one night we were at my friend's house, and we were at their house until like 9 or 9:30. So it was already getting really late. And the kids were like, just let us stay here, please, one night. And I was like, I guess fine. So we let it happen, and now it's like they're monsters every single day. They're like, can we have a sleepover? Can they sleep over? Can we sleep?
Really?
Oh my God, they're monsters about it. So we have to cave every now and then just so they shut up for a minute. Yeah, they're obsessed.
That's so funny.
Anyway, we caved. We're doing it, but right now it's only with our like very closest friends. Like I don't think I would do there's no way I would do one with a parent I don't know super well at all.
Sure.
I know that doesn't exactly eliminate all possibilities that could happen. Right.
Yeah.
So. It's usually someone you know. I know it's
a lot to bite off
scary.
and think about and figure out how to set it up in a way that you feel good and your kids still get to do it. And but
I had great experiences though. I loved having slumber parties. I had a blast, and I don't want my kids to miss out on that. But at the same time, obviously, I don't want to put them in a situation that's unsafe. So
totally,
it's a struggle.
It is a struggle to figure it all out for yourself and for your family.
Yeah.
Will they sleep at all or no?
Yeah. And so like these girls, they sleep in later than my son's sleeping over at my sister's house. So he's at his cousin's house sleeping over.
Oh, nice.
So then my daughter was like, well, I want people over. And so I had 2 of her friends, they're sisters. So they came over, and they should all go to sleep just fine here pretty soon. And then hopefully they'll sleep in until maybe 7:30, 8, and I'll make pancakes and all that kind of stuff. So
7:38. Oh man,
I know. Lately, I've actually been sleeping till 8. It's wild.
Really?
It's so weird.
How are you sleeping?
My son's been getting up and just being quiet, which is weird.
Yeah,
I think it's actually because he's on his Nintendo instead of the TV. I think it was usually the TV that would wake me up. So he's on his Nintendo, and my daughter's been sleeping till 8. She slept till 9:45 the other day.
Oh my God.
She was dead. It was so scary. So
if my kids slept that long, I'd have to make sure they were breathing.
Yeah, I did. I checked a couple times, and I was like, all right. So it was wild. She's loving summer sleep-ins. So now I am too.
That's awesome. Yeah, now I am too. That's great. And you're sleeping a little bit.
I mean, Some nights, yes. But
yeah, relatively.
I mean, I'm back on my Unisom shit, I'll be honest.
Hey, you got to do what works.
I got to sleep.
Dude. You gotta sleep. It's important.
It's fine, yeah.
Oh man. Well, we just got some new windows replaced in our house today, which is like
that's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's exciting, but it's like one of those unsexy ways to spend a ton of money.
And it's why you can't visually see what you spent. I mean, unless you had really bad windows before.
I mean, it's a little bit. We had really old bad windows, and it's a little better than like plumbing or something like sewer or whatever. But because like you can see, they look pretty. But yeah, our house, it was like 90 plus degrees here in Portland today, which is pretty rare. And here it feels hot. I know that sounds like not a lot for us Texans, but like it feels really hot here when it's that hot. Ooh, and anyway, so our house was just like open all day because they were doing it. And so we turned the air off. Anyway, our house is still working on getting cool. So I'm like, hot over here, but all for the pod, guys. I was gonna have a fan on, and I didn't because I didn't want to mess up the audio.
You're out here sweating your balls.
So I'm just out here sweating for y'all. You're welcome. Okay, let's jump right in. That way we can get into our quick episode today. Yeah. So obsessions. What are we just like really into right now?
My number one. It's an obsession and just something I'm so excited about. I have been in a reading slump since, honest to God, December. Okay. And like last year, I read 130 books, I think.
Yeah.
I was averaging about 12 books a month, okay? And then for some reason, I don't know if it was the whole like slightly unemployed thing that made me feel guilty about reading. So then I lost like that, like kind of the freedom, not the freedom, just the guilt. I ended up having a lot of guilt around doing things I enjoyed instead when I could be finding ways to make money. I think that's what caused it. And I couldn't find a good book. I kept trying, and last year I never like do not finish. I always finish a book, even if I don't enjoy it. And then it's just like, I hate this, and I stopped, hate this, and I stopped, to where I was like 1-2 books a month. It was wild. And I was like, what is happening with me? And so was that last month or a month and a half ago, I read Ali Hazelwood's, her new book, which is called Problematic Summer Romance. And I love Ali Hazelwood books. I love them. I love Ali Hazelwood. I love Christina Lauren.
You've read many of hers before?
Many. They all, and I've actually raved about them on this podcast, I believe, just because her books are incredible. So her new one, Problematic Summer Romance, is actually the second part of the first book, but you don't have to read the first book at all. I did.
Okay.
I liked it. But the second one, I don't know what it was about it, but it just like brought me back to life where I was thinking about the characters when I wasn't reading it. And I don't know, it was so fun. And so I was reading that, and I think that kind of took me out of the slump. And then also I am very I like to set the vibe. So like during the summer, I only read beach reads. And like in the fall, I like to read the cheesy fall books, and then winter books, right? So like seasonal, but also so we have tickets to go see, it's part of the rodeo. It's coming to CSU here in Fort Collins. It's like the bull riding part of it. And we lived in Texas. How long? I've never been to a rodeo in my life.
Yeah.
I went to college in Oklahoma. Never went to any kind of. So I've never done it. But Tim McGraw was supposed to be performing that night, and it's down the street. So we're like, all right, and the tickets weren't too bad, and so we're like, let's just do it. Let's commit, right? So then I was like, now I need to read. So then I read Flawless by Elsie Silver. And it's about a bull rider. Like it's a woman who is basically his agent and a bull rider. And I learned so much about bull riding. I was like, this is
for research.
I know the rules now. I know how the scoring works. I know, it might be a different kind of event. I don't know. But, so I was reading that to set the mood. So then I got really into that. Yeah. So that's exciting. But then they just announced that I guess Tim McGraw hurt his back and now he's not performing. No. And so now it's going to be cross Canadian Ragweed. Which
they're good.
They're still mainstreamish, so I should know some songs.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see
That's a different vibe. That's a different vibe for sure. Oh,
yeah. So we got. It is July 21st, I think. So it's right before we go to Vegas. So
nice.
Yeah. So I bought an outfit and everything. All the husbands want to go all out, boots tight. They've been looking at some weird rompers. I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know what's going to happen.
As a joke, it's going to be interesting.
I love how you guys have embraced this one event and made it a whole
personality.
Yeah, a whole personality.
Yeah.
I'm going to read a book about it. I'm just going to really dive in 100%.
I just love to romanticize things, listen to, just set the vibe for the different things I do. So I have to switch right from that to Vegas party time to see you guys. So it'll be, if I have a strong twang, you'll know why.
Yeah, totally.
Oh man.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, I can't wait to hear about that.
So out of the slump. Well,
I feel like also your slump kind of coincided with like ramping up on
writing.
caking, right?
Caking and writing. It's almost like I unlocked some creativity somewhere. Like maybe like doing cakes again unlocked that and made me then want to write for the next challenge.
Yeah.
Which also is making me read. But now the problem is, okay, if I'm doing cakes during the day.
Yeah.
And I want to write at night. When am I going to read? And I can't give reading up because now I'm fully in. So
you're saying the writing, but like starting to write again has made you want to read again?
No, I think caking unlocked a creativity that then made me want to. Well, I think it unlocked me wanting to write, but I started reading again probably a month and a half ago, and the writing was just this past couple weeks. So
okay.
So now it's like all of a sudden I'm like stimulated to do all the creative things again. So
yeah, you're feeling more creative. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
fun.
I'm excited. Yeah. So what's your first?
Cool.
thing?
That's awesome. Well, hopefully that gives you on a good return to reading, which is great.
Yeah.
Okay, my first thing is kind of similar. This is a little specific, but my latest obsession is. Do you know who Phoebe Robinson is? Okay, so she is a writer, an actress, a comedian. She's hilarious.
If I saw her, I would know.
I think she's done stand-up before. Okay, so she did a podcast with Jessica Williams. I don't know if you know who Jessica Williams is.
I'm going to just look up these people now.
I know. My most recent reference for Jessica Williams is she was in... Did you watch the show Shrinking with Harrison Ford?
No, I watched like a couple
and Jason
episodes,
Segel.
but I didn't watch them all.
Okay, but she's in that. She's like the friend, therapist, younger girl. Woman.
Yeah.
And anyway, she's hilarious. But Jessica Williams and Phoebe Robinson did a podcast called Two Dope Queens. Okay. That was really funny. You should go back and listen to it sometime if you're looking for something new to listen to because they're hilarious. They just like, they're creative and they're so funny, but they also have like, they're comedians, but they also have like this great social commentary and they're just a lot of fun. And then she... on Instagram for a long time had done this series on Thursdays that was Thirsty Thursday. And it's so hilarious. I feel like I must have sent you one of these in the past. I'll have to find some and send them to you. But basically she does Thirsty Thursday and she picks like a famous hot male actor or writer or celebrity and just like objectifies them.
Oh, I need this.
Like, Thirsty Thursday post. So
I need this.
Does a carousel of images of all the like sexiest images she finds, and then in this hilarious but also obscene way, she just talks about like what makes them so sexy and like makes all these hilarious jokes about like some really obscene stuff, but also it's so funny. She's hilarious. So yeah, I need to send you one of the Thursday Thursday posts or multiple of them because they're so funny.
They sound right up my alley.
Yeah, you would love them. And she's hilarious. And she makes all these like hilarious puns that are, it's hard to explain until you read them. They're so good. We'll share some. So anyway, she launched her own Substack and that's basically my latest obsession. And her first post,
what's it called?
So basically like, it's called Thots and Prayers.
Okay.
But it's THOTS.
Oh,
thoughts.
Okay.
So she calls her group, like her followers, her fans, Thought Nation.
Okay.
I think she means like Thought Nation.
Right, yeah.
But like she spells it THOTNAYSH.
Okay. Very phonetic.
Yeah. And so anyway, it's just funny. But her first post, so it's a longer version where she kind of gets into more of an essay. So it's like all of the humor, but then disguised inside of it is actually a lot of really smart and funny like social cultural commentary.
Yeah.
So this first one she wrote about was the Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez wedding.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
that
stuff.
coverage.
I've heard a lot of stuff. Seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and obviously it's getting a ton of backlash because that's all the world needs is all of these billionaires spending more money. So I'll read just like a little excerpt of her essay because I thought it was hilarious. As the U.S. government nosedives into idiocracy and dehumanization, these celebrities get to laugh tucked away in their billionaire and multimillionaire cocoons that protect them from the effects of tragedies they either helped create, refused to destroy, or both. At times it's heartbreaking and feels oh so damn dumb, like it's all a waste. Being a good person, paying taxes, learning the Pythagorean theorem, building a little life, having hobbies, trying to do some good, falling in love, eat amazing food, get really fucking good at karaoke, raising kids, only to live in the same timeline as these clowns. Anyway, that's like, I should have picked a funnier excerpt. That's like the more serious excerpt.
I mean, it plays off of our
but she's
recent
hilarious.
podcast.
It's just so funny. Anyway, okay, so in the beginning, she says, every day scientists tell us to make some changes because we're turning Earth into an oven that's been set to burn our asses into a crisp like a bag of chicharrones? Chicharrones? Thank you. And this weekend, more than 90 private jets carrying hundreds of the world's wealthiest people were flown to Venice. These people emitted more carbon than 27,300 cars do in a day. Yet we're out here switching to LED light bulbs, washing our laundry in cold water like housewives from the 1800s, and drinking out of paper straws that disintegrate in 2.2 seconds.
They really do.
So you damn Skippy, I'm throwing my hair in a ponytail, putting Vaseline on my cheeks, and ready to knuckle if you buck with all these fools because we're being gaslit.
Oh my God. And she just says it.
It's awesome. And then there's a photo from the wedding, and she's like, just look at this. The arrogance, the entitlement, the disrespect, the lack of accountability.
Oh, my God.
And it's also just, really funny.
Yeah.
So, anyway, she's my new obsession.
That sounds very fun.
And her latest article is about the movie The Materialists, which I have not seen yet. Yeah. But she also slams that, which I've also heard some mixed reviews on that. Dakota Johnson and Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans.
The, leg seat,
No. I just did you see me perk up?
I didn't know what this movie was about, right? So I just I recently watched just a teaser of it, and I was like, this is fun. It's about a matchmaker, right? This is one of Pedro Pascal, So I was like, matchmaker and Pedro Pascal, he's so hot. I think, spoiler alert, if anyone wants to see this, I think he gets leg surgery to make his legs longer because he's supposed to be really short. Or something.
Yes. Oh my God. She mentioned that, and I was like, "Is that a joke?"
That's what I thought too. Because I was like, all of a sudden my TikTok was that leg scene. And I was like, "What leg scene?" So then I started I couldn't find the scene or anything, but I think that he gets surgery to be taller, and then I think she still picks the other guy. I don't know. Oh
my God.
I don't know.
I have so many questions. Now I feel I have to see it.
I feel like I should watch it.
So the director, Celine, is her last name Song?
I have no idea.
She's the one who directed Past Lives that was Oscar nominated last year. Okay. No, not for Best Picture because we didn't watch it.
Yeah, I think we learned we don't like these movies. I can't remember.
But it was really well reviewed. Okay. It was a really good, well-reviewed movie. But a lot of people are saying this didn't live up to that. Okay. So anyway, I need to see it. But it's interesting.
Maybe I'll watch
Phoebe
it
Robinson,
and then I'll read that.
Check her out.
Yeah, that sounds like a good Substack.
Hilarious. Her Substack's great, and her Instagram is also very funny. So
very cool.
Highly recommend.
We'll put those in the show notes.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Okay. What's your next one?
Okay, my next one is the importance of the porch hang. Okay. Ooh. So I'm talking about when all the parents just get their lawn chairs and they go to someone's driveway.
Oh yeah.
And the kids, you just let them just whatever,
go.
Especially if you live on a cul-de-sac. It's a little scarier if you don't. But the kids just, play on skateboards, they ride their bikes, they play basketball, they play with chalk, they throw water at each other. They pick up worms and make a whole colony. I don't know. So, but this is a thing. I remember growing up, my parents would sit on the front porch with the neighbors and drink wine coolers. Okay.
Yeah.
But then I was then it became this, no one uses the front porch anymore. Or maybe only certain neighborhoods use front porches. But I just feel like people started hanging out in their backyard instead of the front yard. So I don't know. I feel like before this year, or before moving here anyway, we just didn't do that. We didn't do that. But also we only had tiny kids before we moved here. So we didn't really, go outside all that much. But
get out. Yeah.
And I think part of it has to do with going to a community school and living in I feel like in Fort Collins, every single neighborhood has its own school, its own elementary school, which is weird from where I don't remember, you grew up in Carrollton area, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how many elementary schools y'all had, but in Keller, we didn't have that many. There was only a handful. So
it didn't feel like a ton. Yeah.
And yeah, it was zoned, right? So you probably lived close to all those people, but not in the same neighborhood. And so the way our schools here are laid out is literally everyone who's my neighbor goes to the same school. So all of my kids' friends literally live within 5 minutes,
very
within
close.
walking distance. So I think that's what played into it. But we've been doing it a lot more often. My friend Jess lives in a cul-de-sac that's really cute, just 2 minutes away. I live in a cul-de-sac, but I'm in the front of the cul-de-sac on the corner.
Okay.
Not completely ideal for, because there's a little bit of traffic on that street. But it's just so cool and so fun to just have no, we texted the other day, do you guys want to do the pool or do you guys want to go to dinner. We were trying to figure out what to do. And they're like, let's just be lazy and like go sit on someone's porch. And we just bring our own food over, or like order something in while we're all just sitting on the porch. And everyone brings their own drink. You don't have to like supply drinks for anybody. And we just sit out there and porch hang until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Until we're like, oh, we should put these kids to bed.
Yeah.
But it's just fun too, because it gets the kids off screens. It gets us outside and just like meeting some neighbors you wouldn't have met. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I think it's so fun and so important. And I'm just like so grateful to have like a little community that we can just do that whenever we want to. So I think those are fun.
That.
Do you have something like that near you?
Well, it's like so kind of a little bit, but not exactly. We also live really close in our school district, but none of our our neighbors across the street go to private school.
Okay.
Our other neighbor goes to our school, but they're like a few grades younger. We don't have quite as much in common with them. So we just don't have that like super close proximity, but we have some people that are like a bike ride away that are becoming really good friends that are also school friends. But it's like that casual hangout where there's no like planning required and you just like drop in. It never happens anymore. You never do that.
And it's just like, and now it's like we were out the other night. It was just 4 of us sitting out there. And then my neighbor, her daughter babysits my kids. So she came out, I think or her husband came out just like take the trash can out. I was like, go get a drink, come out. He's like, you don't have to tell me twice. And he like pulled his chairs over and him and his wife were out there with drinks. And like, we were just out so late. And so,
that's so cool.
And it's a good like mixing, because the kids do a range in age. Like the oldest one is probably in 5th grade. And the youngest are just finished kindergarten. So, so it's a range, but they all just like play outside and get along. And like my friend Stephanie and I just sat there and watched them like pick up, like, I think they collected 45 roly-polies. And like, she's like, I'm just glad they still do this. Like, they're still getting outside and getting dirty. I know.
Yes,
and they're, like,
I love that.
Showing me, I'm like, get that away from me. I used to pick those up when I was little, but now I'm disgusted.
Yeah. No,
so
thank you.
It's just really fun. And I just like hope everyone finds that and can do that, because it's like very good for the soul.
It feels so rare these days, and it is so good for the soul. It reminds me of, do you remember like watching Friends? Yeah. And like, okay, different demographic, different era. But like how they always just
by my best friends.
Yes, and they were always just like in each other's houses, like all the time. It was just casual, and they always just came in and out. And I was like, I want that again. Like, I mean, the last time I've ever had that is like college. You know, like where you have like you're in such a bubble and you're so close proximity wise to people, and you're also friendly with everybody that you feel like you're living communally, like more. And it's so rare to have that, and I think that that's how we're probably like designed to live.
Literally,
like,
you're supposed to have. That's the whole. It takes a village shit, right? Like, and it's true. Like, I have a village, and it's just like, I don't know. It's like the other day at I don't remember if I told this. Did I tell the story where like I was watching my friend's son at drop off and then he fell off basically they had to call an ambulance.
Yes.
Did I tell on the
did he
podcast?
hurt his head? I think
he like fell and hit his chest really hard, but we didn't know what happened because it knocked the wind out of him. So
yeah.
But like having this community of like, okay, he's my responsibility right now because I was watching him that morning because his parents had other things to do. So I knew that if I left my kids on the playground, the village has them. We're good. Like I didn't have to worry about them looking, because they probably were looking for me, but I knew that all of my friends out there would take care of my kids while I was taking care of him. And just the way the whole community, like the school took it so seriously, like that he could be hurt. And like, I don't know, I just felt like right then I just had this really like, oh my God, like, and like, I trust this community with my kids' lives. Like, and it was just really cool. It was like a really touching moment. Really so it's not just the school, but it's just the friends we've made all throughout it. So it's really cool. Yeah. And I know it's hard to make friends as adults. Like,
I know.
And I really think I got lucky with the kindergarten drop-off situation. So,
well, and like, I think as a parent, your kids and being a parent and, you know, it can be the great connector. Yeah. Like, you know, the great thing that like gives you a reason to come together, so more or less, you know? And so that's awesome that you found your people, and then the convenience of your people also being so close. That's what's so hard to find, I feel like, especially in the way we live today and stuff. So that's really cool. Yeah. That's awesome.
So highly recommend a porch hang, and just a close, just reach your neck out. Just like really just force yourself to make friends and that live nearby you. It's like totally beneficial.
Yeah.
So.
Also, you are one of the people like, you make friends more easily than anybody I think I've ever met.
Well, I feel like I used to, like in college, definitely. And
really?
I feel like
you don't feel like you
used
do
to.
as much.
I think it got scary once you get older. Like I was like, I don't want to go walk up to that group of people. Like, no way.
Yeah, really.
And so it's like I would have to find a way to like join the conversation in some. I don't know. I feel it's more intimidating now. I was never intimidated before, but now I am.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. All right, I love that. Yeah. More of that, please. We joke all the time about wanting to like build a commune and just have all of our friends move to one place and like have a shared,
just a little bit of internet.
Yeah,
but no social media. A little bit of internet, but
let's not
get too ahead of ourselves.
Get crazy. But
a little bit of internet for the grown-ups, and then the kids, no social media, none of that.
They just get to live off the grid. Yeah.
They can go plant things.
Gosh.
And
we would sign up so quick.
Same.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. My next thing is similar, and it is I think maybe it's just summer.
Yeah.
That was a weird way into that, but it's essentially just summer. Like, I'm really enjoying all the fun classic like summer stuff with my kids. And I think it might be because I had so much anxiety going into summer that I talked a lot about on the pod. So much anxiety. I like over-indexed, I think, a little bit for anxiety about being with my kids full time, which, there are hard parts, but like lately at least, and we've had some visitors, we haven't had to like fill a lot of days at home yet either. And we've had camps. But lately at least, it's like so much fun. Like Elliot learned to ride her bike, and so we've been going on family bike rides. She like rode to school for the first time and she was so psyched. And we've been going to the pool a lot. And it's just like, I'm like, oh man, I forgot. Like, this is fun.
You get to enjoy
like,
them.
Hot and like being outside with them and like watching how just like genuinely my son just loves the pool and water so much.
That's
like he
fun.
just like silly little pool toys will amuse him in the pool for like hours. It's amazing. He's just so happy. And they're just like, they just love it. And Elliot's like, watch me do handstands, and just like the smell of sunscreen on your skin,
removing the stress of getting up to go to school in the morning, like that.
Oh my gosh!
The like, it's never fun, and like you're trying to get kids ready and pack lunches, and I don't know, and you have to make sure they're awake in time, and you're awake in time, or you've been awake for too long, and you just want to get them out the door. And so it's just like once you remove that stressor, oh my god, it's so nice. I'm like, I'm gonna sit down here and I'm gonna finish this cup of coffee before I do anything.
Exactly.
So,
and like, I know it won't be this way all summer, and I know I'm enjoying it in this moment, and I know that it's just a moment, just like anything else. But it helps me to remember that the bad moments are just moments too, and like, oh yeah, there's also good stuff. And I tend to over-index for anticipating the bad stuff and worrying about the bad stuff and feeling the bad stuff, frankly. And like, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm trying to get better at slowing down and trying to savor the good stuff because it's really fun. And like right now my kids are getting along really well. They're like cooperating.
Knock
and
on
like,
all the wood.
I know, seriously, it like freaks me out a little, and they're so cute with each other. Like the other day, I was just like overhearing them playing, and they were just playing together, and they didn't know I could hear them. And just like in the middle of playing, my son, who's 4, just stopped, and he was like, "I love you, sissy." And I just like died. I was like,
so cute.
So cute. So anyway, we're having a lot of summer fun. Like today, since we had people working in the house, we had to be out of the house like all day. So I took them to the gym, and then we swam, and then I took them to lunch at Chick-fil-A, which is always a blast for them. And then we went to see a movie. We saw
what did you see? Elio? We saw that.
Elio.
Yeah,
sorry.
we saw it.
Did you see it? It was cute.
It was a little creepy in parts.
It was a little creepy. I know. My little was a little spooked, but we had comfy chairs so he could sit with me. But it was cute. But it was fun to just go to the theater and veg out on, popcorn and candy. And then they had a fun day, and it was a blast. And I was like, oh yeah, summer can also just be fun, And like we're doing a lot of like backyard sprinklers, and oh my god, so many popsicles.
Oh yeah,
and,
so many popsicles.
So many popsicles.
And just be able to like not have a rushed bedtime either. Like we can go to bed at 9. We can go to bed at 10. But
and I'll pay for that later.
Exactly, later. But it's fine because it's summer.
Later, me will solve that problem.
Yeah.
And I realize, I'm very privileged that I'm not working. That I get to do this with them right now. And I am able to do that. So anyway, but it's great. I'm just trying to enjoy summer while I have some good times.
Very cool. Yeah, we were last minute. We were like trying to plan some kind of little getaway at least at some point this summer, and we were like, oh my god, summer's already almost over somehow. I don't know.
I know.
I mean, it's not almost over, but like we have something every week going forward until school starts again, pretty much. And my husband was like, I want to do this road trip. Let's do another Colorado road trip. We did one right when we moved here, we want to do another one. And he's like, let's just do it next week. And I was like, well, they have camp next week. He's like, I don't care. I'd rather them be outside. Let's just have fun. Let's just go do it. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then I was like, okay, that camp was like $700. Like, we're going to like shit away $700 and then pay how much for, anyway. But turns out I didn't pay for the camp yet.
Really?
I don't know why, but I didn't pay for the camp yet. So I'm pretty sure they won't make me pay if we don't go. So anyway, that's the good news. But we are going to leave Sunday, and we're going to go from Fort Collins to Crested Butte, to Telluride, to Ouray, to Durango, to Pagosa Springs, and then back. And we're just going to just... I mean,
for a week.
It's like 8 days. So it's going to be...
That's amazing.
It's going to be so I'm excited. So
is he able to take off work?
He took off work the whole time. We will have to. I can probably podcast from a hotel room, or we got some Airbnb condos and whatnot. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we're just gonna just see the sights, because these are beautiful areas of Colorado we haven't seen yet. We'll do some mountain coasters, and probably I want to try to do like a little whitewater rafting if I can find a very chill one, because the kids are still too little. But yeah, it's gonna be super fun. I'm excited. So I'll have hopefully more fun stuff for next week. But yeah,
take a lot of pictures.
Yes,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that sounds so fun. Yeah. We are also talking about, and I talked to you. Hopefully, I might get to come to Colorado later this summer. I would love to.
It'll be like a week after I see you, or like 2 weeks, I guess. I'll see you in Vegas, and then get to see you again.
Yeah. So mid-August, Zach has a week off work every year.
Yeah.
Like, he gives all of their employees a week off in August, which is cool. And we haven't made a plan for it yet. And I was like, it'd be fun to go to Colorado. So yeah, we have a few people we want to see in the area. So we're like, maybe we should just do that. So it'll be awesome.
We'll just
have fun to podcast in real life.
We're going to do it in Vegas, and then we can maybe do it again after. It'll be so exciting.
Yeah. So anyway, cool.
All right.
Summer.
Well, next week's episode is Are We Best Friends Now? So we will have a guest. We're not sharing who that guest is yet, mostly because it's not fully locked in yet, but we will.
We haven't confirmed it yet.
But we like to procrastinate a little. We'll get it done. We always do.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. So, but also send us your guest recommendations still, if anyone has, because we'd like to do a new guest every month. So send us your recommendations. So
absolutely.
Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed the shortened version of Are We Doing This?
Yes. I hope you guys did too. Summer shortened version. Yes. Let us know if you prefer this link.
Yeah, right.
And you probably do.
They're like, could you actually just do a solid 10? That's all we need.
Yeah, that's all. That's it.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are having an awesome summer. Catch up with us next week. We'll let you guys know who we'll have with us very soon. Tune in and make sure you're following us on all the places.
And also comment on our social and tell us what you're obsessed with, because we want to know, maybe we need new obsessions. So comment there. You can find us at Are We Doing This at gmail.com, and Are We Doing This everywhere on social media. So thanks again. And until next time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.